If you've watched any of my videos, you might know that I love DIY projects, but this tree was too dangerous to take down myself. Welcome back to Every Other Carl. I'm Carl, and today I'm having this big old white oak tree taken down. It's sad to see this kind of tree go. It's definitely been around a long time, but there are several reasons that I have to take it down. And I also can't take it down myself. It is too precarious, it's too big, it's too dangerous. So I'm gonna have the professionals come out and do it and hopefully show you the process. Like I said, I love DIY projects, and I always try to find a way to do things myself before paying someone else to do them. I almost didn't film this, but I realized that I was really considering trying to fell this tree on my own. And the more I thought about it, the more I realized how dangerous and potentially costly it could be to actually try to do that. I'm sure you've seen as many tree felling fail videos as I have, so this is my attempt at showing how worth it is to pay the professionals for a project like this. Also, when I first looked into cutting this tree down, I didn't know how the process worked when a tree was directly over a building. So I thought it would be interesting to show that process as well. So one of the main reasons why I have to take it down is it is leaning significantly. I've actually had a couple comments on my shed build series that pointed it out, something that I already knew and was concerned about, just so you know. It is very much leaning over my beautiful shed here. But not only that, even before the shed was put up, it's been leaning over the house. So I knew eventually this is something that I would have to take down. So there it is, leaning over the shed. And the angle, and this one huge limb right here, is going right towards the garage. I don't know if you can really tell that from this video, but if that tree came down, it's coming down this direction. All right, second reason, it is not just leaning. I just had a tree guy come out, give me an inspection, tell me what he thought of this thing, and he pointed out this hole here, and it is quite hollow down here at the base. I don't know how far up it goes or what the case is there, but this whole stick goes right in. And I guess that means the tree could be quite hollow even all the way up. It could just be a shell, so that means it could come right down in a high wind situation. So normally I love to do things myself, but something like this massive oak tree is not something that you want to handle on your own. Especially with it leaning over buildings. This is not something that I could do myself. So I'm gonna prep the area, move all my cars out of the way, and wait for them to come in with their crane truck and their bucket truck and show you the process. All right, we cleaned up the area, and here's just another view. You can see the tree is leaning both this way and it's leaning towards us here. So the trajectory of that tree is towards the garage, and it would take the shed with it. So definitely a good idea to take it down. Believe me, I spent a long time thinking about how I could take this tree down by myself, but I couldn't come up with a safe way to get it down without damaging my house or studio shed, which was directly below it. The crew I hired knew exactly what to do. I'll leave a link to their site in the description, in the off chance you're in the North Jersey area and need tree service. The first thing the crew did was set up their crane and bucket truck. The crane would be used to hoist the pieces of cut tree up and away from my building and place them carefully on the ground. The bucket truck held the tree cutter. Because the tree was directly over my studio shed, he had to strap up almost every cut to the crane since he had no drop zone. It wasn't cheap, I'll discuss the price later, but this setup and the experienced crew made the job look easy. The first main cut basically took the entire top of the tree off. The second big cut took care of the limb that had been threatening my garage for years. Two more cuts finished off the limbs and crown of the tree. And with only 3 more cuts, the entire trunk was down. While the bucket man was working in the air, the team on the ground was cutting the limbs into usable logs for me to split into firewood and running the rest into a chipper. As for price, every job will be a little different, but I recommend getting multiple quotes so you know you're paying the right price. I got quotes from 2 different companies, and they both came in at $1,500. To be honest, that was actually less than I expected, and the peace of mind knowing that this tree would come down safely and quickly made the job worth every penny. This is skilled and dangerous work. It's worth it to pay the pros. Another thing to consider is that a company like this is insured for any damage they might cause. So if they had accidentally damaged my house, that would be covered. Unlike if I were trying to cut this tree down and dropped a branch through my roof, I'd be left holding the bag. After the tree was down, the guys cleaned up and packed out. Later, a different truck showed up to haul away the large logs from the trunk of the tree. All right, the tree is down. I counted all the rings. It's about 110 years old as far as I can tell. Really interesting here. I think it seems like there's a second tree that was inside here. I don't know how that works. I don't know a whole lot about trees. If you know something, go ahead and leave a comment about it. The hole that was starting to form inside of here was a little bit smaller than I expected, but still it's pretty significant. And I think given, I don't know, another year, couple years, that would have gotten a lot bigger. I don't know if that's carpenter ants or what it is. If you know, go ahead and let me know what you think. There is another tree on my property that looks like it has pretty similar damage to it. So let me know what you think that is. In any case, I'm very happy that I paid the professionals to take this tree down. It is not something that I could have done myself, even though I love doing DIY projects. This was something that I'm glad I paid for. I had them leave the stump a little bit tall here. As you can tell on the low side here, it's near hip height. I have some plans. I don't know if they're going to be perfect, but I have an idea of how to use that stump creatively. Maybe I'll show that in a future video. In any case, I hope you enjoyed that video. Maybe it was just entertaining, or maybe you learned something about how a big tree comes down that's over a building. In any case, please consider subscribing, like the video if you liked it, and until next time, I'm Every Other Carl, and I'll see ya.